Hey guys, this is John from US Dash Camera. Today I got a review on a new camera that I purchased on Amazon. Now normally it's $45, but I was able to get it on a lightning deal with also a 10% off coupon. 10% off took $4.50 off, and then the lightning deal took off another $20. So I was able to buy this for only $25 shipped. So this is the Yi Mini Dash Camera. Now, at that price, of course, it's not going to be a super fancy camera, but it does have okay specs. You can see 140 degree wide angle lens, 1080p 30 frames per second. It says discrete design. This is very similar to the A119 or A118 cameras with a wedge shape. That's probably one of the most popular types of form factors. It says it has Wi-Fi, which is impressive. I actually didn't know that. Supports up to 64 gigabytes. So let's just take a look at it. So here you can see the camera. It's very thin. Of course, it's got this very similar plate as the A119. Oh wait. So it goes that way. Sort of interesting seeing metal right there. It's definitely a very strong connection. You can see here on the side we got micro USB memory card port, and according to the manual, that side port is actually the speaker. It's a very funny looking speaker. Just a sticker, I believe. Yep, it is a sticker. You can peel it off right there. Alright. Nothing else in there. So we got a USB adapter, single port. It's a little disappointing that they don't have two ports, so you can't charge your phone at the same time. 5 volts, 1000 milliamps, so 1 amp. So this wouldn't be very good for charging a phone at only 1 amp. And we got 90 degree micro USB. So let's take a look at the video before we get into any of the other features of this camera. Now, this is a very cheap camera. Like I said, I paid only $25, but regular price currently is $45. And overall, I'd say it's about what I would expect for such a cheap camera. The video quality looks like a camera from a couple of years ago. You know, maybe a $80 to $120 camera a couple of years ago. And, you know, it leaves a lot to be desired, but when you're getting a camera this cheap from a well-known brand, it still seems like a great value. It does look pretty pixelated. It's only 1080p 30 frames per second. It is 14 megabits per second, which is decent for a 1080p 30 frame per second camera. But again, it's nothing very fancy. Now the night quality also isn't anything that great. It does suffer a little bit, of course, at night, just like every other dash camera on the market. Some do night quality much better than others. This one just, again, is okay. This is an audio test of the Yi Mini Dash Camera. But again, we're talking about a $45 camera, or cheaper if you can get a good deal on it. So overall, the video quality, I'm satisfied with it. When I bought a $14 dash camera a couple of years ago, it was just terrible, just absolute terrible video quality, not acceptable whatsoever. But I would say for a camera I only paid $25 for, I would consider this acceptable. So let's take a look at the menu and operation of this camera. Now it doesn't have any fancy audio alerts like the Blue Sky C B1W or high-end Korean dash cameras. Of course, you can see it starts recording as soon as it gets power. If you want to lock a clip, this will protect the current clip from being recorded over in case you capture something important. You can see this goes to the file menu. You can watch video files here. Most of those are just me using it at my desk recently. Got a back button. So then the power button, if you just click it once, will go to the menu, and you can see resolution, video duration, audio on or off. That is G sensor, so if it senses an impact, it'll lock the file like an emergency file. You can set how long the LCD screen stays on, brightness, Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi password, by the way, by default is 123456789 and a lot of typical stuff like formatting, date, time. So it's pretty basic menu, nothing out of the ordinary. But like I said earlier, it does have Wi-Fi, so let's take a look at the Wi-Fi app. When you download the Yi Mini or the Yi Dash Camera app, it'll have an option for all different types of Yi Dash Camera models, so make sure you select the correct one. And like I said earlier, the password is 123456789 and we can connect the device. It does take a couple seconds to connect, but once you do, you can see that's my desktop right now. Of course, you can check the SD card for files, and of course you can watch your files from your phone wirelessly. And then down on the bottom you can see there is a download button or delete button. Now I've noticed it isn't the quickest Wi-Fi. It seems like it usually has to buffer for a few seconds, and then once it gets playing, it seems to have to buffer once in a while. I'm about 3 feet from the camera, but it's not too big of a deal. It's, like I said, it's a cheap camera. It's nice that it even has Wi-Fi, and the ability to transfer files straight to your phone is pretty nice. So let's see how long it takes to download. So as I said earlier, these are 14 megabit per second video files. I have it set to 1 minute long. So this isn't too terrible, but it's definitely not quick either. I believe the files are about 110 megabytes from what I recall seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel it, but you can see there it takes about 45 seconds maybe. It seems like just barely quicker than watching the file. Then of course we can change the settings of the camera just like you can on the actual camera. So pretty basic, doesn't have a whole lot of advanced features. Does give you instructions of the different cameras. Here you can see the different dash cameras they've offered so far. So it's decent, but nothing very fancy. It does the job it needs to do. For the price, I think this camera is a good value. Maybe it's not the greatest camera under $100. It doesn't have that impressive video quality, but it has acceptable video quality. And on top of that, it does have the Wi-Fi feature with a decent Wi-Fi app, so you can transfer files over to your smartphone. You don't have to mess with the memory card ever. I think a lot of consumers are going to be interested in Wi-Fi because a lot of people don't even, some people don't even have computers anymore. Some people just have their smartphone. So the ability for such a cheap camera to be able to transfer video files over to your phone is very important. Now, I think part of the problem is when you're spending this little, I would wonder, like, can you spare another $50 and get a better camera? I don't know. I guess that's up to you guys, the consumers. But overall, if you really can't spend more than $50, then this is definitely the camera to get. I think Yi is a well-known company. From what I've seen, they do back their products decently. It's a good option. Now, a couple other options out there include the Blue Sky CB1W, which is, I would say, has the slight edge over this camera and is only $10 more. I believe it's $55 compared to the regular $45 price of this one. But overall, if you're looking at this camera and this is your price range, then I'd say go for it. Of course, I'll provide links down in the description to where you can purchase this camera. They are affiliate links that help me, that help support this channel, help me purchase more cameras like this. This is a really cheap one, so this wasn't a big deal to me at all. But they do, those affiliate links do help me. And of course, you guys can really help me if you click like and subscribe and hit that bell to get notifications when I have new videos up. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. As usual, drive safe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.